And hello, everyone. I'm Daren Jaime, and today is Wednesday, March 27th, and you're watching Open, a live program bringing the Bronx and New York City straight to you. We also want to welcome our viewers on Manhattan Neighborhood Network, as Open is now being broadcast live simultaneously on MNN's channel. You can stay connected to us via Twitter at BronxNet TV and on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. Well, a lot has certainly been going on through the past week. We'll take you through it now with some Bronx updates. On Saturday, community members and artists held a rally against It's the Bronx Festival in Artwashing across from the Union Building, across the street from the Union Building in the South Bronx. Now, our BronxNet cameras were there to cover the story and bring you now the report.
Bronx, we have so many creative people, and I know that there's never been done something this scale that we're planning on doing has never been done. And I said, you know what, we can do it.
It's the Bronx has been under fire following an investigation by a grassroots Bronx-based collective called Hydropunk, which released accusations of gentrification, displacement, and art washing, igniting a social media tirade involving organizers, artists, and the community. A rally against the event was held across the street from the Union Crossing building.
They're rebranding our culture. They're commodifying our struggle. Hustle is nothing to be glamorized. We hustle because this society limits us from progressing, and we need to find alternate ways to survive. Do not commodify the hustle. That is not funny. Don't brand our culture.
Take Back the Bronx is joining with other groups, just like Hydro, as comrades to fight against the violent displacement, the gentrification that's been taking place in the Bronx for several years. They do it in numerous sneaky ways, and one of them is by coercing a lot of our black and brown artists. They use them and abuse them and take their art and encourage others to come in. They take their talent, don't pay them for it, and they take our spaces.
BronxNet showcased many talented artists, musicians, panelists, and local businesses who performed and participated in the preview event and were slated to take part in the It's the Bronx Festival. Some of those artists continue to support the event on social media, while others, like muralist Natalie Lucre, joined Hydropunk in sharing their testimonies in opposition of ITB founder Marco Schauma.
I was asked to paint a mural for the event space Union Crossing. It was below freezing temperatures. I painted for over 10 hours, and at the end of the day, my other partner who was painting a mural called me and told me that the event was not taking place, so we wasted our time to do it for no reason. I'm OSHA certified, so I know for a fact that this construction site is not supposed to be entered by anyone who isn't a construction worker or certified to be there. We were breathing in silica dust. Luckily, I had my face mask because I know better, but the other artists were not educated.
Participants of the rally voiced their concerns and marched to Hunts Point in solidarity with Hydropunk. The grassroots collective has been hosting local events, educational workshops, and charity drives for the community since 2014.
This April, we'll be focusing more on education and highlighting the groups that have been working in the Bronx before us, and highlighting and creating these resources to make it accessible.
I would like the artists to know that we have a network of spaces that have given us residency, such as La Morada and the Bronx Beer Hall. These businesses are here for you. And at the Andrew Freeman Home, we will be there to hold all art and cultural institutions in the Bronx accountable for not providing accessible resources. We are a grassroots organization. We are not a nonprofit institution. If they don't want to help them, then we will. And we are going to do what we can to create community unity and empowerment, because the Bronx is beautiful, and that is what we're about.
You have to make sure that you create your own spaces. And there are ways to do that. There are spaces where you can gather and other organizations that you can look for. There are a lot of young people that are super talented and have had to create and try to monetize their skill set outside of the system that exists.
The Andrew Friedman Home, scheduled to host It's the Bronx, has recently released a letter informing the public about their decision to withdraw. In order to keep the conversation going, the Andrew Friedman Home will open its doors to the public for a discussion on the arts and social responsibility in April. Dates will be released soon. BronxNet is reaching out to It's the Bronx and will continue to provide ongoing coverage of this developing story. Reporting for BronxNet, Sanji Lopez.
And thank you, Sanjay. As we get closer to April, of course, our BronxNet cameras will continue to cover this story and more. In other news, in local politics, Congressman Jose Serrano will not be seeking re-election in 2020. This comes after the representative of the 15th Congressional District announced his retirement, revealing that he has Parkinson's disease. In explaining his decision, Serrano says Parkinson's will eventually take a toll. Serrano is 75 years old and has been a member of the U.S. House of Representatives since 1990, making him the longest-serving Hispanic American in the House. Throughout his career, Congressman Serrano has worked on revitalizing the Bronx River, bringing billions of federal dollars to the Bronx, expanding access for the ballot to the ballot for language minorities, and increasing STEM for resources for minority students. Congressman Jose Serrano's retirement is sure to bring about a competitive race for the seat in the New York Democratic primaries. Of course, stay tuned as we'll bring you all the candidates right here on BronxNet. Well, that's all we have for the Bronx Updates. Stay with us. We've got more show coming up right after this.